Good morning. I had to complete what I had planned to complete over the weekend, and that is the beginning of another episode of uh, Black history and African history regarding some of the great women in history. Of course, I had some things I had to take care of, and so I want to resume this project that I've been looking into. I find it amazing when I find women, Black women in history, who have been somewhat overlooked. But this is important, excuse me, this is important simply because throughout history, the picture painted and the narrative created is that Black people of Africa during the colonization of Africa as well as the plunder of Africa just rolled over. And that's what we see. And that is so far from the truth. Now, here and there are mentions, the equivalent of footnotes regarding a few African kings. However, there is not much notoriety for Black queens who fought back so heroically with military expertise and success. Oh, hey, sister. One such queen was, now, I don't know if I'm going to say this right or not. It's Queen Nzinga. And she was the queen of the country that is now called Angola. Her reign was 37 years. And what's interesting is that she survived a very difficult birth. The umbilical cord was wrapped around her neck. However, this bode well for her because um, it was believed that children of the royal household who survived difficult births were believed to possess spiritual gifts, and it was an indicator that the person would become very powerful. And this turned out to be the case in her life. As she grew up, she received military training, trained as a warrior, beautiful, wonderful things like that. And she also mastered the language of Portuguese. She fought many battles during her reign. And her reign was 37 years. But also, it included her expulsion from her kingdom. But she continued to fight. She built alliances with other kingdoms and married into one. She granted freedom to escape slaves. By 1631, she had waged a successful guerrilla war against the Portuguese. She also invaded a neighboring kingdom, captured and deposed their queen, but she spared her life. She defeated the Portuguese in 1644, but was defeated by them in 1646. Ultimately, in 1656, she she entered into a peace treaty with the Portuguese. She died in 1663. The key here for people today is that she never gave up. Her tenacity and her resilience should be honored and celebrated. And she is definitely the epitome of a role model. And although she's not forgotten, she is not as well known as she should be in the manner of the English queens. And this shouldn't be so. This queen, this hero, needs to be discussed in the American classrooms just as European queens are. Her life was a testament to the ability and greatness of Black women in history. And she is proof that Africans did not roll over. Good morning, real mamas, real problems. I think that we as women, as Black women, we need to look into our heroes, the women who fought back heroically and stayed the course, because that's what some of us have to do in our own lives. We have to fight back. But if we're taught and in some way that, oh, well, we're just a girl, okay, then that's the mentality we take with us. And when we fight back, then we are found to be aggressive, assertive, or, you know, as some people say, well, I'm not going to say it on this in this broadcast, but not very nice things are said about women who fight back. Now, when I say we need to take her as an example, it's for her tenacity. She had to fight her own family. She had to fight the Portuguese. She had to suffer humiliation by getting defeated, victory by retaking the land, uh, learning about alliances, aka in the modern world, networking. And you have to not be afraid to show your mental strength, because what we may lack in physical strength, okay, we do have in mental strength and the strength of our souls. And this is one of those queens that can be looked at as a prime example of the ability to be strong, be a woman, and just not take no crap from anybody. And I'd have to say, she's one of my heroes. Um, I have another hero that I'll do something on eventually. But I want to celebrate the fact that we have to accept also and reject that Africans did not fight back. They did. And they won, they lost. The country was plundered. And still yet today, Africa has risen to great heights. There's still some problems, and but that's within any country. Considering what that country has been through, that continent, I'm sorry, that continent has been through, I think that they should be given credit for where they are today. And so, in the link, there is a movie. I think it's on Amazon of a movie that was done about her life. I think maybe 7 or 8 years ago. And then, if you want to read more about her, there's a link to Wikipedia in which they discuss her. And I hope that this inspires you to teach your children about her, to make sure she is known, because clearly the classroom has not been the place where that is done. And I do hope that you can appreciate her struggle, just like we have struggles today. She had a struggle, she fought, she stood up, and she said, I ain't going, you know, and she never gave up. And during the entirety of her reign until the peace treaty, um, 37 years, she was at war just to survive, just to keep the heritage of her family and the lineage. And we have to do the same thing today. We have to fight to survive. We have to fight for our rights. We have to fight to be treated equally in the workplace. We have to fight for our family. And unfortunately, in this country, we have to fight everywhere we go practically. So I hope you enjoyed this. And let me say hi to the other people who can. Real Mamas, Real Problems. Hi. Lisa, thank you for coming in so soon. And the real I'm just saying, thank you for joining. And I appreciate you guys for dropping down. And I'm going to do a series on these queens. I already did one on Queen Charlotte because she was the Black Queen of England and the grandmother of Queen Victoria. So if you check my content, you will see that I did something on her as well. And so have a great day, everyone. I will be back because there's something else that I need to address. But I wanted to do this because this was first and it should have been done this weekend and it wasn't. Had a lot of surprises this weekend. So, anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you shortly. I hope you'll come back. Bye bye.